Let's do some trig today. Let's see what we have. It says find the reference angle. I do not know if I even spelled that correctly, reference angle, but whatever. Let's go on. So we have 6 examples to do today, and we will find the reference angle. So let's start with number 1, which is 45 degrees. We want our reference angle to be in the first quadrant. So let's say you have your unit circle right here. We're gonna have to find the point where 45 degrees is at. So if you don't know, it's gonna be right here. 45 degrees. You need to have your unit circle memorized for this. 45 degrees is pi over 4, right? Pi over 4. Pi over 4 is gonna be right here, but let's just do this in degrees, just to get used to the degree form of the unit circle. So this is gonna be your 45 degrees. Notice here that it's already in the first quadrant, right? It's below 90 degrees and it's right here, all right? So 45 degrees, your reference angle is already in the first quadrant. So we're gonna call this theta prime equals to 45 degrees. Because 45 degrees is already in the first quadrant, therefore that is your reference angle. Let's go on to 98 degrees. Again, we're gonna have to plot 98 degrees. So it's going to be your unit circle, right? 98 degrees. This is 90 degrees. We know that's 90. So 98 is going to be probably somewhere around here. Yeah, that looks bad. Probably somewhere around here, right? So that's 98 degrees. But look at this. Do you know what this is? What degrees this is? In the unit circle, this is pi. But if you're doing degrees, what is it? It's going to be 180. Right, 180 degrees. So if you want to find the reference angle for 98 degrees, you want 98 degrees, you want the angle to be in the first quadrant, because right now it's in the second quadrant, and you have 180 degrees. What do you want to do? Basically, you just want to subtract 98 from 180. So subtract 98 from 180, and that will get you. Hold on, let me get my calculator. Alright, so that should give you 82 degrees. That should give you 82 degrees. So plot 82 degrees. 82 is less than 90, right? So it's going to be somewhere around here. That's where your 82 degrees will be at. And look at that. There's your reference angle. So there you go. Your reference angle as theta prime is equal to 82 degrees. There's your reference angle. Let's go on to number 3, 190 degrees. Again, let's do our unit circle graph. This will actually help you visualize it. So 190, this is 180. We established that this is 180 degrees, right? So 190, guess where it's going to be? It is going to be right here. This is going to be 190 degrees. Now look at this. It is actually greater than 180, right? So what do you want to do? You want to take the larger angle, 190 degrees. And you want to subtract it by what? This one, our 180. We're doing this because we want this angle to be in this quadrant, right? So take your larger one and subtract it by 180. And we will get theta prime is equal to 10 degrees, right? There's your reference angle. Now look at this. Put 10 degrees on the unit circle. It's going to be somewhere around here, right? So this is what you want your reference angle to be. First quadrant, and look at that. This and this are well, apart from the x and y being negative or whatever, these two angles are basically the same. 10 degrees here and 10 degrees there. So that's what you want. This is already by itself a reference angle because it's already in the first quadrant. This one, look at that. Same, right? Same what do you call it, degrees. Obviously if you were to plot it somewhere better, like an actual like protractor with the graph and stuff, it will look a lot way better than just freehanding it like this. But this is for you to get the idea. So 195 degrees. Let's see. let's start again with the unit circle. You want to get in the habit of drawing the unit circle so you can actually see and visualize it a lot better. So 195 degrees, that will be somewhere like around here, right? Somewhere there. 195, 295 degrees. And what degree is here? That's 2 pi, right? And what's 2 pi? 360 degrees, right? 360 degrees. And you also want to do this in degrees so you can convert from degrees to radians whenever you're doing stuff like that. So 360 degrees. Guess what you want to do? You want to take the larger angle and subtract it with the lower one. So 360, 360, sorry about that, minus 295. And let me get my calculator. That will give us 65 degrees. So theta prime is 65 degrees. That's less than 90. It's in our first quadrant. And if you were to plot it, it will look something like that. And look at that. Exactly what we want, right? Exactly what we want. Let's go on and do, oh, we have a negative. Again, draw the circle. Okay, so negative 145 degrees. 145 degrees, we already know it's less than 180. So it's less than 180. Well, negative 180. Actually, you know what I mean. It's less than 180. Pretend it's positive. Pretend it's a way to look at it is just ignore the negative, right? Except this time, instead of you know how in your regular angles, your positive angles, you move this way? In negative angles, just don't think about the negative, but know that you're going to move this way. You're going to move clockwise. All right, so negative 145 degrees. We're going to move clockwise. Think of it as 145 degrees. This is 180, right? So 145, negative 145 degrees needs to live here, somewhere here. You're going to move clockwise. So that's where negative 145 degrees is going to live. Now, in order to make it, what do you call it? Make it right here a positive degree in the first quadrant. Guess what you're going to have to add? Since 180 is greater than this, add 180 to it. Plus 180, and let me get my calculator. And that will give us 35 degrees. Look at that. Is 35 degrees not here in the first quadrant? So guess what? That will be your angle, your reference angle. There we go. That's your reference angle. Let's go on to number 6, our last one. That's negative 260 degrees. Again, draw this thing. Negative 260. Think of it as positive 260, except we're moving in the clockwise direction instead of the counterclockwise. So negative 260, we're gonna go like that, and we know then 260 is probably gonna live maybe around here, right? Or not. It's probably gonna live somewhere. Hold on a second. There we go. That's better. Sorry, I made a mistake. So negative 260 is going to live here. All right. That's the importance of being able to convert between angles and radians. So negative 260 is going to be somewhere around here, going this way. Okay, so what do you think we're going to have to do? Let's add 360 to it, right? Because this is greater, ignore the negative. It's greater than 180. So let's add 360 to it. What's that going to give us? That's going to give us positive 100 degrees. Now, where is positive 100 degrees? It's probably somewhere here, right? Somewhere here again. That's where your 100... Let's ignore this for now. Let's ignore this. There we go. Now it's better to see. Positive 100 degrees. Ignore this line. Alright, so positive 100 degrees, now we're moving this way, is going to be right here. It's going to live here, but wait, we want this to be right here. So, look at this. Since we want it to be right here, Look at that. Is that not less than 180 degrees? It is. So what are we going to do? We're going to get 180, get the bigger angle, and subtract it from the smaller angle. Minus. So we're going to subtract 100 from 180. So 180 minus 100, that's 80 degrees. It does. And 80 degrees, does it not live right here? Yes, it does. So since it's in the first quadrant, 80 degrees, theta prime equals 80 degrees is going to be your reference angle. So that's it. That's how you find reference angles. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you need me to clarify something else, again, just let me know. And yeah, that's it.